In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the seal underneath this high-level brake light on my Land Rover Freelander 2. This unit is clipped in from the outside, and there's a seal that runs round underneath this. If the seal starts to fail, then water can get in and actually get inside the boot. As we can see here, I've got water on top of the load cover here, and there's also some water marks where water's been dripping there. This isn't a good thing because water can get in down up into here, into your wiper motor and the rear boot door lock. So it is worth sorting it out sooner rather than later. We've had a lot of rain here in the UK recently, and this seal has been fine for years. This car's now about 10 years old, so it's finally started to leak. So it is sometimes possible to do all of this from outside. You can actually put a thin knife blade in there, slide it in like that, or even possibly use a piece of string or something to pull in underneath here and press the barbed catch. I have done that before, and that removed the bulb, removed the light from the outside. On this video, I'm going to show you the long way to do it, which is probably actually easier. What it involves doing is getting hold of this panel here and just pulling it towards you. You do have to pull it pretty hard. Oh, and it makes a terrible sound when it goes, and you think something's broken, but it's not. Now, there are plastic clips here which can break off. These haven't broken off, but unfortunately one of them has stayed behind in the metal there. Now, these things here are to do with the heated rear window and possibly other things like the aerial or whatever. I don't know really. Maybe they're all to do with the heated rear window, but they're nothing to do, as far as I can see, with the high level brake light. Don't know. Don't want to remove those. What I want to get at is the light which is in there. So just through that hole, I don't know if you can see, if I can focus that in there, you can see a little white plastic clip. And what I'm going to do is just use the handle of this wire brush. You can use a screwdriver or something like that. I'm just going to stick this in there and press it towards the left. Alright, and you'll hear it click when it goes. So I've just pressed that, and now on the outside we should find, there you go, you have to wiggle the light out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we can now see what we've got. Hopefully that's going to focus correctly. Come on, focus camera. Right, there we go. So we can see the bulb there. I don't know what sort of bulb it is, whether it's a bayonet type of bulb. I'm not sure if this is part of the bulb or part of the bulb holder. Let me just see if I can get that to focus properly. There we go. You can see here the white clips on the end. So you can see now, if you did carefully insert a table knife or something, or a piece of string, you can press that in from the outside. I have done that method before to get the light out, but this time I'm doing it by removing the cover on the inside. This thing here is the rear washer. It's just got a little jet there, and that just goes in a hole somewhere. There it is. Oh, of course it's around the wrong way. So there's the little hole for the jet, for the washer jet. That just literally presses in. So let's have a little look at what we've got. If I carefully try and remove the bulb, there we go. Okay. Right, we can see the seal here, absolutely soaking wet. The whole lot is very wet. So the obvious thing to do is to remove this seal, which can be a bit of a game because it leaves all of its glue and slime behind. You can see here the seal actually looks like it's shrunk a bit, pressed in. The other thing I could try doing is actually doubling up the seal. I've heard of people having a bit of success doubling up the seal, so you've got an extra thick seal there. So we could fit, I've bought a new seal on eBay, it was about £5 on eBay. We could actually put the new seal on the metal rather than on the light, and then use the existing seal on here pressed against a second seal on the bodywork. I guess it depends on the state of the seal really. I mean, looking at this, it is in a bit of a state, and it's actually started to shrink there. So I think what I'm going to do is remove this seal, clean it up, and put a new seal on the light. And if it still leaks, I'll get a second seal and put that onto the bodywork. Okay, right, let's get that seal off and get this cleaned up. Okay, so I've managed to pick off the old seal, and as expected it's left a lot of glue residue on there. So I'm now going to attempt to use a bit of nail varnish remover with a paintbrush, and possibly this little wire brush as well, to try and get rid of that and clean that back to nice clean smooth plastic. So using nail varnish remover, I've managed to clean this up, remove most of the old glue. There's still a few little bits there. It's very, very difficult getting down in there to get that out. I've just used a paintbrush and a wire brush and a cloth. It took quite a while to clean that up. I'm hoping that's good enough. I'm a bit worried that those bits of residue there will stop the new seal. I'm worried that's going to stop that sticking. So I'm going to stick the new seal to the light, which is how it should be done. If it still leaks, then I'll get another one of these seals and put that on the bodywork side, so the two seals are pressed together. And if that doesn't work, I'll resort to using some sealant or something. Okay, right, so now I need to stick that on. So it's got a self-adhesive thing there, that goes on like that. You can see now how much the other seal had gone in underneath these white things. This seal's pretty large, well clear of the clips. So when this is fitted, that's the top. So the seal's actually wider on the bottom, but it's probably just because the way the light is designed. The top, I would say, is where you need the sealing really, because the rain is going to come down and then get in here and then drip down inside. So we'll have to keep an eye on this really and see. Next time it rains I shall check. Hopefully that'll do the trick. Right, I'm going to remove this backing now. I need to use both hands to get this lined up nicely. Let's put the seal onto the light. Okay, so I've put that seal on. The trick is to get that bit located first and then slowly push the seal outwards. If you start at the ends, it'll end up not lining up here. Just make sure that top bit is tucked nicely in. Go all the way around, press it hard down. I found that putting it on a cloth or something, if you put it like this, it's like that, you see. So put it there and then you can actually work correctly on it from the right angle. This whiteness here, it looks like the nail varnish remover that I used has actually attacked this polycarbonate or whatever it is, made it go cloudy. Luckily it hasn't done the same to the clear red plastic. The clear white plastic there, the clear transparent clear there, is a bit cloudy, but I think that was already like that before. This whiteness seems to be just this kind of weird powder kind of thing that appears on the plastic. Doesn't seem to have done any harm, but just bear that in mind. Maybe don't pour too much nail varnish remover over, in case it kind of goes inside the light, and then you'll have it sloshing about inside there and risk clouding up the lens. This one seems okay. If you've got a clear lens, just be extra careful, because I'm not actually sure if that cloudy patch there was there before or has been caused by the nail varnish remover. Okay, right, that's done, ready to refit. Now what I'll do first of all is just clean up around here. There's a lot of probably shouldn't be using the cloth with the nail varnish remover on it, but it's probably evaporated now. Hopefully it won't take the paint off the car. There's a lot of mud and slime and algae stuff around here. These marks here actually are probably where I inserted a table knife last time I removed this. Scratched the paint slightly, but maybe use a plastic one next time I attempt that method. Right, that's nice and clean. Get the light. And now I'm going to need both hands for this. There we go. So, get that the right way around. You can tell it's round the right way because it's got the little hole there. That needs to go on the right. The bulb holder is a sort of insert and twist slightly type. This is a normal bulb here. I've actually ordered some LED equivalent bulbs on eBay. They haven't arrived yet, but when that does arrive, I'll do another video showing an LED alternative for this. It might be brighter, might be better, might actually be worse, so it'd be an interesting video to see. This is the little thing there. You want to make sure that that little tiny cutout points downwards, otherwise your washer jets are going to spray up in the air. I've got that in there now. It was a bit of a job. It doesn't seem very strongly clicked in, but it did click. I put it in and turned it slightly. The little groove there, you actually want it not pointing straight down, pointing slightly out so that it sprays into the middle of the windscreen. Right, so let's put this back in now and put it in one end first, and then now what we're listening for is that click. There, you heard it click, and another one. Both ends must click, otherwise those barbs are not clicked in properly. Right, that is in there. Now what I'll do is just test that, make sure it's lighting up, make sure the rear washer jet is spraying and things like that. One last thing, almost forgot, refit this panel. Okay, so I need to hook out this clip here, so let's get my cutters. There it is, got it. Where is it? There. Right, click that, put that back in there. Right, now this is a bit fiddly. There are, you can see there, some little angled pegs. Okay, so we're going to get those in first. If you don't do that, then the panel doesn't sit nicely. It just doesn't clip in properly. Right. There we go. Still doesn't seem to be sitting properly, even though those pegs are located. But I'm pretty sure that's how it was before. Everything's clicked in. Those pegs are definitely I don't know. Yeah, they're in. It's still not actually going as tight in as I'd expect, but the pegs are definitely in there. You can actually see them in there. They are in their holes, but yeah, okay, well, that's that cover back on. That's done. And now I'm just going to test the brake light and the rear washer, just make sure that those are working okay. And that's it. Okay, hope that was useful. See you in the next video. Bye.